Yeah, we're live. Hi, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Feeling like we are trying to get over that hump today. It's Wednesday and it's Stephen Hill Day. How are you, sir?
Oh, let me tell you. Okay, it's been a whirlwind last 3 days. I'm missing Myra already. I'm missing Myra already.
Well, I will tell you that Myra is not missing us. She is en vacances. She's
Nice.
with other members of the TJMS family, and they are south of the border, an area that you might know.
I miss you, Myra.
I know. Which way do you look? Would she be up? Would she be to the side? Yeah, but anyway, we are glad that you are here. How are you? So what's going on with you?
So here's the thing. You whatever you tell me today is true. I'm just gonna have to believe it whole stock. The last 3 days I've done nothing but move, rent a truck, move, load up a truck, move, put stuff in storage, drive it to New York, unpack it, too big to unpack. Had to have the faithful ward come in, too big for us both to unpack, still tried to unpack it, then tried to take the truck back, and was in an hour and a half traffic jam that finally we looked at each other, we were like, nope, got to make it back in time for Sybil time. So I'd actually texted, like, I'm going to do this from traffic. We decided that it wasn't going to, here was better. So all that to say, I haven't seen a paper. I haven't heard a news. I haven't read emails. I opened up my emails to start this, 512. I got 512. 512.
Right. No. So it's better this way. We will talk about what has happened over the last 3 days to bring you to this. Do you want to talk about it now, or you want to kind of decompress and we can talk about it?
No, I'm good. It just manifests itself in energy with me.
Okay.
Gail Artist, thanks. Greetings from Maryland, one of the 5 states that I traversed today on my trek from Washington D.C.
Washington, you came in from Washington, did you?
And yes, I'm counting Washington D.C. as a state. Yes, I'm counting Washington as a state. So that's 5 states: Washington, Maryland. Washington, Maryland, Virginia. Washington, Maryland, Delaware, Jersey, New York. No, actually, I was in Virginia, so that's 6. I was six states there.
Yeah, I was wondering if Virginia was in there somewhere. Yeah. Wow. Are you starting a new business or a moving business?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I had a place in DC that I am in the process of selling, and I need to empty out. So I emptied that out and some put in storage, and I thought I was done, and then I realized my brother had 4 boxes that I had not accounted for, and so I had to go back, get those boxes, and then move some stuff up into my apartment, which is a holy mess right now because of that.
Oh, because of the move. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. Hey, anybody want to buy a used Penske truck because I can't return it tonight? Anyone want to buy a used truck? I'm sure the consequences will be dire for that. Well, however, go and find truck. I got here in one piece, so there's that.
But you know what? You might want to rent it out, because from what I hear, the rental car prices are just outrageous.
And are they really?
Yeah, around the country, people are finding, like, as they're going on vacation and stuff, that they are getting just crazy numbers in terms of how much it costs to rent a car, because of them moving cars during the pandemic and not having all that you need at each location. And so the numbers and people who are now trying to get back out there and vacation, they're finding the cost to rent a car is as much, if not more, than the trip itself.
These rental car places, these airlines, these hotels are going to be getting all of their pandemic money back from you.
Yeah.
If you are going on the road, you are going to pay their pandemic costs.
Yeah.
Beware.
Paying the price. Absolutely. I heard somebody say that they were just going from here to, it was like from Texas to Atlanta or someplace like that. It was like not a very long journey or anything. And they said for 5 to 7 days, it was costing them $2,500 for a car.
Good God. What?
I know, right?
I'm going like a few trips recently, and I got to tell you, I got lucky. I booked them early. Like I booked them early in a couple of flights that are early, because I saw some that are recently, and look, you got to pay for what they lost in the pandemic.
Yeah,
it's gonna happen in almost every business somehow.
Yeah.
It's either gonna be a loss of services, so they don't have to hit it on the cost size, or you're gonna pay for the same services. But either way, there's going to be there's going to be fattening of the margin because of that good
Mhm.
old pandemic.
Absolutely. They have their board of directors and the bottom lines to answer to. So absolutely. Okay, so today is Wednesday. As I said, Myra J is on vacation with the members of the TJMS crew, and Stephen Hill is here. Even though he is able to broadcast from wherever he is, funnily enough.
Which we will prove once again next week. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh, okay.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay.
I bought my tickets, got my car early. So, you know.
Right. Yeah. Smart traveler that you are. So this has been another one of those days, Stephen Hill. In case you have not heard, another mass shooting in the country. This time it happened early this morning in California. They have 8 people who were killed at a rail yard. These are employees at the California Valley Transit Authority. And these are people who work there, the Valley Transportation Authority in Santa Clara Valley. 8 people who work there, and the suspect, who was also an employee, turned the gun on himself. He has been identified, and they say that they, obviously with the 8 victims, the names are going to come out a little more slowly. But they have identified the suspect as a 57-year-old man by the name of Samuel Cassidy. They have not public news sources are giving his name. The police are saying not officially, but that is what authorities not allowed to give this on the record. But they are saying 57-year-old Samuel Cassidy. An active shooter protocol was activated, triggering the response of multiple law enforcement people. They said that about 6:30 local time this morning in California. And this is in Santa Clara, the 10th largest city. I didn't realize that. The 10th largest city in the U.S. and located approximately 50 miles south of San Francisco. That I did know, but I didn't know.
Santa Clara's in the top 10?
That's what it says.
Wow.
Is that crazy?
That's very crazy. What got pushed out? Well, I know like Boston was 8 and hanging on with.
Right. Maybe we can look that up.
Maybe you know this, but should we all? If we don't know this, shall we all say it together? Ooh, I hope he's not black.
And that was the first thought. And
it's always the first thought.
I always listen for the name, because that sometimes gives you an idea. If it's a ski, you're probably what you're doing. Wolowitz, something like that. But Samuel Cassidy, I wasn't able to Google and get a sense of his ethnicity. So, but very sad. And once again, I'm asking the question. This is really crazy, Stephen Hill, that in this week we have another mass shooting. As the president said, how much more can we take? This doesn't make any sense for another flag in front of the White House to be put at half mast in honor of these people. And the same week that on the governor's desk in the state of Texas, they are allowing people to walk around with guns and no permits.
Wait a minute. Okay, this will be one of those things. Shrug emoji. What are you talking about? We're talking about, Sybil.
Yeah. In the state of Texas, the House and the Senate have passed a bill, and the governor signing it, in allowing people to have guns without permits, without the necessary permits. If they don't have certain felonies, if their records are clean, and on and on and on. The state of Texas, which has had its share of mass shootings of late, is now going to allow people, and it's not the first state. There are other states that have done this, but this is the largest, the most populous state, allowing people to, with what they call clean records, to carry a gun without a permit.
That don't make no sense. First of all, Yolanda, if you find Barbara Palmer answers our question, you might want to post that if you can. Here's the thing: this whole thing about having a clean record. What you don't want is like your first offense to be murder, right? So what you're basically saying, you're saying, oh, if you have a clean record, so you can get a gun. You're basically saying, oh, then I'm really okay with your first offense being one involving a firearm.
Yeah.
Oh, you haven't done anything so far. Oh, that's fine. Oh, come on, grab the firearm.
This is it. This is where we are.
Makes no
Oh,
sense.
thank you, Barbara. Okay. The man identified
Barbara.
in the shooting in Santa Clara is a white man, Samuel Cassidy.
He's white. He's white. Not happy it happened. I'll be clear. Not happy it happened. Very clear. Not happy it happened.
No.
But ecstatic that he wasn't black.
He's not. Yeah. But we have come to that point in our lives and in our world where that is a question that must be asked. I remember being a little girl and being with adults and hearing the conversations of, oh, I'm glad he wasn't a black man. Oh,
yes.
I'm glad,
and just to understand why, everybody knows why, but the point is, white man does it, it just speaks about him. Right. Black person does it, it speaks for the entire race still to this day.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
Ironically, the one time we didn't ask or didn't say, we hope he's not black, he was black. The sniper in DC.
I was thinking that, yeah.
One time we were like, that can't be a black man. There's no way.
No way.
There's no way. Oh, it's two of them? Two of them? No, one man, one boy. Let me be clear.
One boy,
One man, one boy.
Who is still in prison.
Yes.
Yeah, the young man. Stephen Hill.
And the other one's dead like he should be.
No, really.
Yeah.
Were you in DC? You were in New York when that happened, huh?
No.
But your family?
No. When the sniper?
Yeah.
Oh no. So the sniper happened. We were doing a TV show. I think it was one of our Walk of Fame shows, and we had people come to DC, and some people wouldn't come to DC because the sniper was there.
Gotcha.
Okay. But the thing about the sniper was they would always talk about where the sniper was. My mother would watch the TV. My mother watched TV, and we interrupt this program to. There's been a new sniper, and my mother would get in her car immediately to go get gas because she's like, "Where there's no." He can that's how my mother dealt with the sniper. Like, just okay, I see it on the news. I'm going to get gas.
Okay. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. That is.
You weren't in DC during the sniper.
No, we were not. This is now big news yesterday coming out of the White House. Was the announcement that the president came out with that 50% of the American public, adults, are fully vaccinated, 50%. And that is great news. And there's still a lot of states who are very far behind. And Ohio is doing its part to encourage people to get vaccinated. They were the first to announce this Vaccination lottery. And tonight, any minute now, I think at the bottom of the hour, they're going to announce the first winners tonight of their Vaccination lottery. The names of 2 lucky Ohioans, an adult and a child, will be announced tonight as the first winners of the Vaccination incentive prizes, including $1 million for those 18 and older and a full ride college scholarship for the teens. That's really pretty cool.
I sure hope they're black.
This time,
I sure hope they're black.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cuomo is doing the same thing in New York, New York State. I found that out while listening to 1010 Wins while I was in the hour-and-a-half long traffic jam. That New York is following Ohio's lead and giving full ride scholarships to a number of students who have gotten
12 to 17-year-olds who get vaccinated can have their names entered into the random drawing for a full scholarship to SUNY, State University of New York, or CUNY, C-U-N-Y, City
University of New York and State University of New York.
Beginning May 27th. 10 winners per week for 5 weeks. Full scholarship, including tuition, room, and board.
Nice.
And I'm thinking books too should be in there, right?
That's probably will be if they still use books.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Play my old lady card there for me. Why not?
Did you get your vaccination?
I'm halfway. I got my first one.
Yolanda, you get your vaccination yet?
Not yet.
I knew that. I knew the answer to that before I asked it. I was shook my head. So what you're saying is that between the three of us, we absolutely represent America.
Yeah.
So you got half vaxxed.
Yeah.
Right. I'm 2 in.
I'm 1 in. You're 2 in, and she's
none. What you waiting for? What you waiting for there, Yolanda?
I'm on the way.
That was the answer to a different question than the one I asked. But, you're waiting for an appointment.
I did drive-through. I just drove up and got mine.
Wait, they have drive-through?
Mm-hmm.
Drive-through punctures?
Yeah. Yeah. A drive-through jab, if you will.
Wow.
Yes.
All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Right.
So I just drove up. They said, "Do you have an appointment?" I said, "No," but and they said, "Okay, come on." And they, gave me the QR code, and I had to scan it and got the information. She said, "Pull up," and another lady came up, dusted off my arm, jabbed me, told me to go sit over there.
15 minutes?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, make sure.
They had the ambulance, the emergency people off to the side waiting for somebody, in the event. And I took pictures of flowers and stuff while I was waiting, and that was it. Oh dear God! Yolanda said 3 words. Stephen Hill.
What's that?
New World Order.
I'm sorry. What am I supposed to do with those words?
You don't know.
Now you know.
No.
Shrug emoji.
Okay,
Shrug
once
emoji.
again, shrug
Shrug
emoji. Are you going to explain to us?
No, if you don't
Okay.
know, then you don't know.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay.
Does that mean somebody's taking over something? What?
That means that the vaccinations. There's fear that they're putting something in us, that the world is
Yes.
going to be taken over.
I think the fact that last week it was announced that the world's smallest microchip had been developed. I'm like, probably not a good thing to do at the same time.
Yeah,
as the vaccination.
Wow.
Yep, exactly.
Yep, there's Yolanda again. She puts another month between this and when she gets her vaccination.
Right. But the really interesting thing is how because at first she wasn't going to do it at all, and then she got word from her stepmother that her father, who was passed on, came to her stepmother and said, "Tell Londa to get the shot." And so now it's kind of coming to her. I'm not sure she's totally with it, but I think the longer she waits, the more she's going to move away from getting the shot.
No,
Okay. All right.
Okay. She said she's in. She says she's in.
Until she gets the vid, then she'll be like, "Why did I get the shot?"
No, she doesn't care. She says it's not gonna hurt her.
Oh, okay, cool. All right, good,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Stephen Hill, you had it.
I had what?
You had the COVID.
That's different though. I'm different.
Oh,
That's not true. That's not true. What I really could have said was, so did my aunt, and so did my friend, and so did Adam Schlesinger, and so did a whole bunch of people
who did not make it.
So that was my cold, callous answer.
Right. Yeah. I'm sorry. I didn't. Yeah.
Which I held back for a whole second.
How long? Yeah.
1.2 seconds.
A milla?
1.2 seconds. 1.2 seconds.
Okay. Speaking of the president and getting the vaccination, and as I said, 50% of the adult population fully vaccinated now. He was setting the goal of the deadline of July 4th. Now he is ahead of the game there by about a month and a half. Mm-hmm. And yesterday was the day that a lot of folks were there at the White House in observance of the 1 year since the murder of George Floyd. Remember that, okay? Mm-hmm. But also other people who were there. Our friend C.K. Hoffler, I don't know if you saw her last night. She managed to come in and join Jay and me straight out of the White House yesterday. She was there for the event with the Floyd family. And also there was Lil Baby. The rapper. He is active about and very proactive about what's going on these streets. And so he was there, and he had a picture taken in the office of our girl. He's there with the vice president in her office, and they were talking about them streets and what's going on. And so he did say that big shout out to VP for taking time out of her busy day to sit with me, have an open discussion. We got to start somewhere talking about what's going on. And I commend him for that. I love the fact that, that he was there, that he went in and talked, and other voices are being heard in the White House.
So I too applaud Lil Baby and Coach K and P, who are the head of the quality control. It has Migos and City Girls and Lil Baby, as well as Kevin Lyles, who has 300, which has Young Thug, who a while ago was if you remember, Young Thug was paying people's cash bails. A while ago. And so there's these great these kind of cool mentors who are coming along for these young rappers and young artists who are teaching them, like, hey, here's what you can do with your money. Here's what you can do with your notoriety. And more people are taking responsibility and jumping into issues that are meaningful. And so just applause, because there was kind of a generation of young artists who decided not to do that. And so to see them jump back into it is all of the awesome.
All of the awesome is absolutely right. Is absolutely. So let me ask you, have you been in that position? I know you have Young Ward Jaden, and you talk about action and social activism and things like that. Are there some young artists or young people in the business that you have come in contact with and had those discussions?
So a while ago, yes, I unfortunately was there during the time when it was harder to do it for. It was a harder thing to do, but you just lead it. You kind of lead by example, and something about these new artists are really responding to example. So unfortunately, Young Ward is kind of some.
That's some kind of awesome. I love that. And shout out to the Young Ward Jaden. Stephen Hill, it's time for our trending video.
Love these.
Well, this is interesting. This is a case of a fake pregnancy that was revealed at the baby reveal.
All right, hold on. As a dude, if you're with me, have we ever seen anything funny around a fake pregnancy? Dudes, have we ever seen anything funny? Oh, that's so funny. Oh, I fooled him thinking I was pregnant.
Well, this was revealed by the dude's mama.
Okay.
And she was most unhappy. Do we have that video?
Wait,
so
what?
here's the deal. This mother says a young woman who she thought would be the mother of her son's child posted this. She said the frustration of someone who not only thought she was about to be having a new grandchild, but came to realize that this could be a deception. The mother took to Instagram claiming that her son's girlfriend faked a pregnancy to scam her son. The initial post shows a side-by-side photo of the accused fooling her family with a Googled sonogram. She Googled sonogram images and showed this. And then she bought a fake belly from Amazon, wore it, had a gender reveal, hired a photographer, framed, and made a 3D ultrasound off of Google. They said that there were people who were condoning the activity, and this really, stressed her son out for 9 months. And now they pull up to a house full of kids and saying that this pregnancy is not happening. This was just another effort to trap a baby daddy. It could be one of your sons, dead ass serious. This girl is sick and needs help from anyone that knows her, calls out her name, or her aunt and cares should try to take them and make them get some help.
Wait, I'm so confused. So the video we just saw was a gender reveal, and the dude still thought he was a daddy.
Yeah, and then it came out that this was all, but the sonogram, which should have showed the sex of the baby or at some point given an indication, but this was just a sonogram of someone else's babies, and they were having the gender reveal for a. Steve, I'm telling you, it's the craziest thing.
I'm so confused. So she wasn't buying time. She wasn't going to try to have one of those 11-month pregnancies. She just never was pregnant.
He was never
and
pregnant.
Figured what he was going to marry. She was going to marry him in between.
Probably, yeah. That seems to be the thought. That she was using him to.
Yes, it does seem to be the thought. Yeah, absolutely seems to be the thought.
The thought.
It was the thought.
It was a thought.
Yeah.
That she was trying to get money out of him, trying to get attention, and thought that he would marry her, apparently, and then would come out that, she would maybe. I'm telling you, this is going on right now on General Hospital. I promise you this is happening right now on General Hospital. My one break in the day is to check in on General Hospital, maybe 2 or 3 times a week. This is going on right now, in which a young woman is faking a pregnancy so that she can get her family's business back. Okay, so this is why she's doing it, and she's trying to. And so they're doing this, but this young lady is doing this did it in real life, and was hoping to get over on this family and this poor kid. I mean, I feel this poor kid. He still looked like a deer caught in the headlights.
Wait, what kid? There's no kid.
The boy, the son.
Oh, the son. Okay, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I just thought of this, so I had to. Michael Stallworth encouraged me. So I'm loving this. I love she. His like like UGH.
Yeah.
She puts the in thought. See what I did there?
Out.
See what I did there? She put the in thought. Oh.
Okay, so your next assignment has been suggested that you take this video and show it to the young ward.
Yo, Dave, where you at?
And tell him to be careful.
Be careful. Yeah, I'm forcing it. Be careful.
Okay, be careful of what?
Can you tell? Can you kind of give him a sense of what he's about to see? We're going to show it again.
We'll talk about it during Birds and Bees time. Our regular Birds and Bees time. He's looking forward to it. I can tell. He's looking forward to it. I can tell you right now. He's looking forward to it.
I wish you had seen this before the truck ride from. Yeah.
Next Birds and Bees time. We're good. Yeah.
And this was also one of our staff members is going to show this to her son, and have that talk about getting involved with these girls, not just girls with boys, but the boys getting involved with these girls. Okay, so so that leads us to the question of the day: what is the wildest thing? What's the most outrageous thing you've done, or maybe you've heard of, but that you've done in terms of faking out someone? Because I've been known to go, and then be over it. Do you have, and I don't, and I've had this conversation with guys before who said they faked it as well. But I'm talking about this thing is like, this was methodical, the way she worked all of this. That's pretty outrageous.
A little bit.
Just a bit. But have you ever come across anything personally in which you have been faked out, or you were a part of something faking out someone?
Okay, so this is the bar, right? So the discussion of bringing another life into the world is the bar.
Yeah.
And so not that I'm aware of. So that's the best answer. Not that I'm aware of. I must admit, because she was dope and so fine. Like I'm afraid to say this.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I tried to fake a pregnancy once. I did. She was so bad. And I felt like she was going to leave me. And I was like, no, we can't let this happen. I was like, oh. It was really just 5 pizzas in a row, but it looked like I was pregnant. It was like 5 pizzas. I was like, oh.
You didn't have to go on Amazon and get a little.
No. 5 pizzas. 5 pepperonis to do it for me. I was like, oh, you may have to stick around, girl. You may have to stick around.
You can't leave me now.
Can't leave it now, not like this. You can't leave it like this. Come on, baby. Come on. Ah, dog.
Not with little pepperoni and a little pepino.
I know.
in
I'm
it.
just kidding. Bert Beeson. I didn't really say it's for the fun. I didn't. I was actually pregnant. We're talking about.
And Faithful War comes out.
Yeah. So yeah.
I'm wondering if people are who are watching and listening to us have any examples of said fake outery, and if they'd like to share with us, we'd love to hear it. This is. Okay, well, I get that. I get that they are just, just taken with hilarity of the Stephen Hill. So.
No, it's just
I know.
Fake the pregnancy. Wait, hold on. No. So was it the way that his relationship was set up? Like, they blam, and then you can't touch me again for 9 months. Like, how are you
Well,
how do you sustain
let's just say sometimes you're able to do this without the face to face, and if you just we're going to do this, and we'll do it in another direction or something, or a different front to back or back to front.
I'm not sure any room is that dark. I'm not sure.
And if you don't take off all your clothes, I'm just telling you what I've learned on General Hospital. If you don't take off all your clothes and you're able to keep the fake belly in place, and then you can do some things.
No. You can get it like literally through month 4 or 5. Okay, I get it again.
But
the pizza trick.
Well, yeah, you eat enough pizzas. Yeah, you're gonna keep that going.
But after that, by month 8, month 8, I don't care what position you're in, something should be changing.
Yeah, for sure. No nose, nothing, and none of these things. And it is these kids, I swear. But it's not as if it hasn't been done before. So. But in this case, to go all the way to the reveal, right? It's just like.
There you go. Thank you, Londa. I was about to call it. Thank you.
So I faked my ex-fiance that I was pregnant on April Fool's Day. My coworker was pregnant, so I got her to pee on the stick. It was hilarious, and the joke was on me because I was pregnant. Damn.
Dang, that's messed up. And we kind of know how it ended up since you called him your ex-fiance.
That was the key word there.
Logic problems.
Mm-hmm. Unless your ex-fiance is your now husband. I don't think that worked out very well.
All right, so I did do that. I did do April Fools. I did do an April Fools where I had somebody from from when I was at Boston Radio. I had someone from Boston Radio call the phone, home phone. And Stephen, who is that? And then leave a message like, I'm pregnant and da-ba-da-da. And Pope, my ex-wife, Pope came in. What I had carefully done, however, in advance of this joke, and it carefully done, I put a note on my stereo equipment and all of my vinyl saying, "This is an April Fool's joke. Do not destroy me."
Because you knew what you would go to first.
100%.
The most valuables in the house. The most valuable valuables would be
100%.
Your vinyl and your equipment.
Yeah.
And I'm talking music equipment.
Yes. That's right.
Oh wow.
John Wayne Bobbitt, who? What?
Oh. Wow. That was an interesting couple. And you know how long ago that was now? That just seems like that was like before we started the Joyner Show. I remember that summer.
It wasn't that long
ago.
Right. That's right.
Okay, so Stephen Hill, let's talk about what is in the What You Need to Know newsletter. For folks who don't know about the What You Need to Know newsletter, please check it out. And it is absolutely free, a subscription, and go to sybilwilkes.com and give us your name and your email address, and we'll have it in your email box. And it is chock full of information that really appeals to the African American community, people of color. So this first story I was so happy about. I started with one story, and then the news came about a second story, and put them together. And Black women forging a historic path, especially in the area of law. This has been an ongoing case in Washington, D.C., in which attorney Kristen Clark had been nominated to head the Civil Rights Division of the Justice Department. And it had been slow rolled through the committee, just a real drag. Through the committee. She was finally passed through the committee. And then finally yesterday, it was passed through the Senate with one vote by a Republican. And it was 51-49, I believe. One Republican senator didn't even vote, but it was 51-48. And she is the first woman of color to be confirmed by the Senate to serve as the Assistant Attorney General for the Civil Rights Division. And this includes investigating local law enforcement agencies and taking on state voting restrictions around the country. So she's got her work cut out for her, right?
100%. We talked about her last week on the show, didn't we? We talked about her, and we talked about how slow, right? Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying there's a direct if-then cause. I'm not saying there's causation happening, but you notice it happened very soon after we talked about it.
That's
Wednesday on the Civil Show.
Thank you. Headlines. Yes. So they, you are with me. You are. And they did not waste any time. She was sworn in by the vice president yesterday.
Just in case somebody tried to change their mind. Just in case. Right.
I didn't mean to vote that. Too late.
Really.
She's already sworn in.
But I was in the bathroom while it was.
Nope. It's done. It is done. And it couldn't happen to a better person and a more qualified individual. But the fact that in the year 2021, that this is happening, this is it's taken far too long. But here's the other great news. For the very first time, a Black woman will sit on the state Supreme Court of the state of Missouri.
Wow.
Yeah, awesome. Her name is Robin Ransom, Judge Robin Ransom, first African-American woman to sit on the state's highest court. She was appointed, her appointment was announced by the governor on Monday. And so she grew up in North St. Louis near Ferguson. She has worked in a whole lineup of judicial appointments, but she's also worked as an attorney in both the public defender and the prosecuting attorney's offices in St. Louis County. And she is very excited, and she's worked very hard for this job. Now, the reason why we put them both together is because there's a Kansas City Democrat, chair of the Missouri Legislative Black Caucus. And this is Ashley Bland Manlove is her name. And she said, "We're pleased to see Black women finally represented on our highest court with the appointment of Judge Robin Ransom. Although this is a historic day, the fact that it took 2 centuries to happen highlights the continued need to address inequities in all aspects of Missouri's judicial system." And I dare say, Madam Representative, across the country as well.
There's more coming.
Yeah.
There's more coming.
Yeah.
But yo,
get ready.
First one that is available for the Supreme Court when Biden's around, guarantee is a Black woman. 100%.
Yep.
100% of the possibility.
And we talked about that as well, as they are making their way up the court. So, okay, Stephen. So this is the story that I referenced earlier and knew that we would get to it. This is the second story in our newsletter today. No license, no problem. Texas opens the door for permitless handguns with this new law. Lawmakers in Texas approved a bill that will allow residents to carry handguns without licenses. The Republican governor, Greg Abbott, signing the so-called permitless carry bill, grant gun ownership to people aged 21 and older beginning later this year, as long as they do not have felony criminal convictions or some other legal prohibition in their background. And no background check or training is required.
As long as they don't have any problems yet. As long as they haven't committed any felonies yet.
Yeah, but as you say, don't let their first one be a murder.
That's what we're setting up for. Guaranteed. What is the problem? Why? Look, you have to have a license to drive a car.
Yeah. You have to have a license.
I should have had a better license to drive that big ass truck I had. I don't want to get off topic. But you have to have a license to drive a car. How could you not have to have a license to carry a gun? That makes no sense to me.
Yeah.
None.
It is. Businesses will still be able to ban guns on their property, and federal background checks for some gun purchases will remain in place. But their biggest worry is that the Second Amendment rights of people are being amended, and they say that that's not fair.
Right. Just remember, the Second Amendment again was when we all thought the British might be coming again, so we need to be armed against that. It wasn't so we could go out and kill, and it wasn't when there was a multiple shot. You had to you shot two things out of a musket. It was like a half an hour before you could shoot two more. You got to find the musket ball. You got to jam it down.
Get somebody to retrieve
right,
it.
Right.
Yeah.
There wasn't no Smith and Wesson pistols. There wasn't no automatic. This was to protect us against possible invasion because Britain was still mad at us for taking the ish.
Yep.
That doesn't exist now.
Exactly.
Anyhow.
So, you're a pretty famous guy. You're a big wig. You've been in the biz. You're a bon vivant. You're a man about town. You're a man of the world.
I'm dying to see where this is going.
No. Have you ever been turned away from a restaurant because of your clothing, what you were wearing?
Oh yeah, 100%.
You have.
100%.
And was it justified? Did you look around and say, "Hey, she's not wearing anything, and she's sitting there"?
Yes. Once, yes. Another time, no. It's happened at least twice. Twice I can think of very vividly. One, I was like, "Okay, you're right. I look kind of bummy tonight." All right, you. All right, and the other one was,
So it happened.
I'm in there looking kind of like
It happened in Atlanta. Dominique Wilkins, Mr. Atlanta basketball, Hall of Famer, part owner of the Atlanta Hawks, or an executive within the Atlanta Hawks. He went to lunch with his girlfriend at this restaurant where this has happened before. It's called La Biblioque. And the staff informed Mr. Wilkins, big Negro, standing there before them, that what he was wearing were inappropriate for the restaurant's dress code. He was wearing designer black cargo pants with a chic pullover shirt and nice sneakers, but those clothes were inappropriate. 3 white men came into the restaurant wearing shorts, t-shirts, and sneakers, and they were not refused service.
See, there it is. That's that ish right there. That's the point. That's the point.
He said, I would have been fine if they would have just said no tables. He said, I'm very disappointed in the restaurant treat anyone that way. The city, this is my city, is what he called it. And they have apologized. But it also happened last week with a not so famous person. A young woman was refused service for wearing a tracksuit, though other patrons in the restaurant, once again, wearing shorts and t-shirts, ripped jeans and sneakers. A black woman wearing a tracksuit, white girls wearing these things, and they were sitting there and having the time of their lives. This black woman was refused service. 2021, dude.
Yeah.
In Atlanta.
And that was the thing. The thing is that it happened in Atlanta is kind of shocking. And if you're Dominique Wilkins, it pulled up in his, slam dunk championship from 1988, then I'd be like, oh, well, you probably shouldn't wear it. It's probably with the shorts. It's probably not, sir. That's not appropriate wear. But it really is a matter of, and as I was pointing out in my case, it's the same thing. I'm fine if you're holding the line everywhere, like that's the case. But don't tell me I'm not appropriately dressed if somebody else is in there looking bummy.
Yeah,
bummy.
Yeah. But their skin color is obviously lighter. So that was
Biblioque?
Yeah.
Well, Biblio is like book, library. Bibliotech is library.
I'm sorry, it's not Biblio, not like Bibliotech. It is Bill Bouquet, I guess they call it, Bill Bouquet. is a restaurant, and I think they're in a number of cities. I don't think this is just germane to Atlanta. I think there's one in Dallas, and I know
Is it run by Bilbo Baggins? By Bilbo Baggins, is that where the hobbits hang out? Maybe that's it. Maybe he wasn't hobbitish enough. Maybe he wasn't hobbitish enough.
Any Hobbit related joke, I'm down for it. Yeah. Janice, once again, she's right on it, saying, not shocking to me for Buckhead. Wow. I can't wait for us to talk to George Wallace tomorrow, because he is Mr. Buckhead, and see what he has to say. Oh, okay. So our question of the day is referring to our hotter than a mofo trending video today. And to what extreme have you ever seen a fake out? Someone who is just to a grand extreme. This young woman faked an entire 9 months of pregnancy, including with the sonograms and what have you. Michael Stallworth, not sure, but a lady might have faked me out when she was sending signals about being interested in me through the pandemic, froze that conversation in time. She faked you out? Did she? Robin Manning. Okay, you're absolutely right. That's me. That's on me, Robin. It's not. He has no shrug emoji. I mean, he's well, he can do shrug, but you're right, Robin. You're right. You're absolutely right. And thank you, Yolanda and Steve, for having Robin send us that message.
High five, Yolanda. High five. What? I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. What'd you say? My bad.
And Yolanda wanted to go back to that question. So, Stephen, let's go to entertainment right quick, shall we? This is wonderful. Howard University has announced that they are going to be changing the name of their College of Fine Arts, and it will be named after Chadwick Boseman, their proud alum. His legacy will live on the campus, putting his name on the college and securing some financial backing from a Disney bigwig. They say that the head of Disney is Bob Iger, and he is heading up a fundraiser that seeks to help pay for the new state-of-the-art facility for the Chadwick Boseman College of Fine Arts. A few years ago, I think it was about 2018, Chadwick returned to his alma mater and made the commencement address, and I think we have that.
I can think of no better place to be right now after the Black Panther and Avengers campaigns than to return and participate in these graduation ceremonies with you. It is a great privilege, graduates, to address you on your day, a day marking one of the most important accomplishments of your life to date. This is a magical place. Almost anything can happen here. Ain't you? Howard University has many names: the Mecca, the Hilltop. Students, your protests are also promising, because many of you will leave Howard and enter systems and institutions that have a history of discrimination and marginalization. The fact that you have struggled with this university that you love is a sign that you can use your education to improve the world that you are entering. I was on a roll when I entered the system of entertainment, theater, television, and film. I stand here today knowing that my Howard University education prepared me to play Jackie Robinson, James Brown, Thurgood Marshall, and T'Challa.
Try not to choke you.
I get chills. And also should be noted that we have mentioned before that his former mentor, Alicia Rashad, has been named the dean of the Fine Arts College. And so I think it's just going to be a wonderful partnership there. And good on Bob Iger.
Yeah.
Just really special. Steve, I know you know this fellow, and many of us do know, and saw his name mentioned over the last couple of days. And that is the loss of the wonderful and charming actor Samuel E. Wright, the legendary.
Oh yeah.
He was the voice of the legendary crab Sebastian in The Little Mermaid, and he was the original Mufasa in The Lion King on Broadway. He died this week at his home in New York. He was 74 years old, complications of prostate cancer. And if I'm not mistaken, I want to say that he was a part of the Fruit of the Loom
I
guys.
think you are right. I think you're right.
Was he the great?
He was the great.
Yeah.
How do we know this?
I know.
Only you two know.
I feel bad.
Only the two of us know this. But I'm sure there are people out there, our people, they also knew that.
I remember thinking, oh, is this just stereotyping because brothers love grape soda? Are we stereotyping? We put the brother as a grape, so because we think it's Fanta, it's like a fantasy. Don't see. That's how they get in your mind, player. They get in your mind. The brother's the great Fanta. See what? Learn. Playing with y'all.
And I wanted to close with you giving us a wrap up of the wonderful Billboard Awards and the part that you played in this weekend, because it was awesome. It was pretty awesome.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. It was so much fun. I mean, it was the first award show that came back that had an audience, and they were rabid the entire time. It's clear that they, like we, are tired of being inside and we're looking forward to the live music again. Look, I think there were great highlights. I think Pink and her daughter on the swing were unbelievably special.
Oh my God.
The weekend with those Mercedes cars going through the parking lot,
awesome.
just blew my mind. This group called AJR is my new favorite group.
So I'm
way less sad. I wasn't either before we got involved with the show, to tell you the truth.
Oh, okay.
But I'm way less sad. It's just a happy song. It's and then of course and Alicia Keys going through. It can't believe it's 20 years. First of all,
years, Steve.
As I told her, the great thing about that is we both have the same hairstyle that we had back 20 years ago. So, that's awesome. That's great.
And same makeup too.
Indeed. And then the thing I most had fun playing with was my musical heroes, Jam and Lewis, going to Minneapolis in Paisley Park and doing Sounds of Blackness, doing Optimistic.
50 years?
30 years they've been together. That year, that's 30 years. Sorry, 50 years they've been together. 30 years for that song.
Okay.
And it was about looking at the people of Minneapolis and all they've gone through, and they've stayed optimistic in the peaceful protests, etc. We had no way of knowing, because we shot that I think 2 days before the show, that the night before, two nights before the show, there was going to be another shooting in Minneapolis to add to the unfortunate number of shootings. This one not officer involved,
right?
But it still felt right, and the tones felt right. I think Nick Jonas, who I thought was a great host, set it up really well. But I want to thank Sounds of Blackness and Jimmy and Terry for trusting me when I said we should do this a cappella. No, we should do this. I'm telling, please, it will work. It will work if we do this a cappella. So I thank them profusely for the music, for the sounds. As I like to say, no overdubs, no Pro Tools, no re-records.
Real deal.
The voices you heard were the voices that spoke and sang.
That was powerful. That was really powerful. That was really good. Congratulations. You're very proud of yourself. And how did it feel being at Paisley Park?
There's always something. There's just a feeling there. It makes me happy and sad at the same time. Sometimes I just go like, I can't believe I'm never going to see another Prince live performance again. Right? But I appreciate that. I won't go into too much detail, but Paisley Park in the middle of Minneapolis is what made Minneapolis the fourth biggest city
Right.
in television production in 1989, right? So it went L.A., New York, Chicago, Minneapolis, simply because he was the epitome of if you build it, they will come.
Right.
And so Prince is known for his creative and musical mind, but his business mind was so on point that he was able to shift so much work to Minneapolis. And where Paisley Park is, there's a small community now it used to be just woods, and it's all there because of Prince. So as dope as he was musically, and he was the dopest musically in terms of his business acumen and how he kept thinking forward.
Wow. Wow. Well, it was beautiful. Kudos to you. I don't know what your next project is, but I know that it's going to be. You just keep, raising the bar.
I appreciate it.
And I'm really very, very proud of you. Very proud of you. Oh, okay, Michelle. All right.
Yeah.
That's at Paisley Park a weekend ago, and I thought about you, Stephen.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I wish you had been there. One of the cool things is because they have tours of Paisley Park, and while people come through, I wish you'd been there. We let people watch like the rehearsals of Sounds of Blackness. So a little extra.
And when you do this, it was really cool because the stage setup was it was. I don't know how you all worked to put that together, but it was really impressive.
Glad you enjoyed it. Shout out to Four Line Creative, my creative partners on that. Who, when I said, I know it's COVID, I know you have to be 8 feet apart, but let's do it in a circle. Didn't say, are you crazy? They said, how can we do it? And we
that's who you want to work with. That's
absolutely.
Absolutely. That's who you want to work with. All right, my friend, it is time to say adieu. Let me give you today's Yogi's Jewel. Not every battle is meant to be fought. So in the meantime, inhale fresh oxygen and exhale that carbon dioxide. All right. So everybody with us. Now go have that talk with young Ward, Jay.
Birds and bees time, player. Let's do it. Birds and bees time.
He's looking forward to it. He's pretending, but he really,
Yeah, just as much as you are. All right, tomorrow's Thursday. It's George Wallace Day. Thank you, Stephen Hill. Myra J, we miss you, and we look forward to seeing you all next week. Take care, darling.
Thanks, Sybil. Bye.